So, August 2025's VR showcase just dropped a truckload of new games, and honestly, I'm still trying to catch my breath. We've got everything from god-swinging chaos to chill puzzle trips, tactical shooters, and straight-up cosmic weirdness. I'm diving into each one with you, sharing what's got me hyped, what looks wild, and why these could be your next headset obsession. Strap in, because this list's about to get really, really fun. Aces of Thunder. We are kicking things off with some adrenaline and heading straight into the skies. How does sliding into a painstakingly recreated cockpit, levers, gauges, and even the scratches on the glass all where they should be, then throttling up into a roaring dogfight, sound to you? That's exactly what we're expecting from Aces of Thunder, the VR flight sim crafted by the War Thunder devs, complete with physically accurate flight and damage models. The aircraft roster is wild, with over 20 World War II legends, like the P-51 Mustang, Spitfire, and Yak-9T, plus World War I icons like the Red Baron's Fokker Doctor 1 and the SPA DSX-13. They all come with historically correct cockpits and weapons, so no arcade shortcuts here. Maps? We are looking at 15 diverse battlefields across Western, Eastern, and Pacific fronts, plus authentic World War I trench-lined skies. The dogfights are set to be intense, be it the multiplayer duels against VR aces or solo mastery missions. And it's VR first, built for full immersion with native OpenXR support, HOTAS compatibility, and even the option to stroll your hangar between missions. If you're more flat screen, there's a PC mode too, but trust us, this one's going to shine with a headset strapped on.
I would look like this. My father's last journey into the wilderness he loved. I thought the hardest part would be facing the past. But what I discovered there...
Tracked Shoot to Survive. Alright, now let's talk about a VR survival shooter that's looking seriously promising. Tracked Shoot to Survive will put us in the middle of the Canadian wilderness after a helicopter crash. The mission is clear: find your sister and get out. But between the rugged terrain and the smugglers responsible for bringing you down, that's easier said than done. I'm really excited about how physical this is going to feel in VR. You'll be handling weapons with realistic motions, drawing a bowstring, reloading a rifle, and aiming with precision. Survival elements also play a big role. Hunting animals for food, cooking by the fire, crafting tools, and staying alert for threats both human and animal. The world itself is an open, lush environment that's as beautiful as it is dangerous. There's climbing to reach vantage points, puzzles to work through, and plenty of tense moments when you're moving through dense forests, not knowing what's ahead. From what we've seen so far, this could deliver that rare mix of exploration, action, and survival that really thrives in VR. I am expecting this to be one of the more immersive headset experiences coming later this year. Reach. Now we're moving on to something that's aiming to be as cinematic as it is immersive. Coming from nDream's Elevation, the VR specialists who know how to pull you right into a world, this action-adventure drops us into a reality where worlds collide, and we're stepping into the boots of a reluctant hero, with abilities most of us could only dream of. We are also really curious about how the game gives us both of exploration and combat. You'll have full body awareness in VR, letting you actually look down and see yourself, interact naturally with objects, and feel like you're in the scene. Traversal sounds like a highlight too, running, climbing, and ziplining through massive environments without awkward movement breaks. The setting itself looks packed with mythical threats and hidden secrets, giving that sense of wonder every time you turn a corner. If nDreams delivers on what they're showing, This could easily become one of those VR adventures you play standing up, heart racing, and completely forgetting there's a headset on your face. Grit and Valor, 1949. Next up is a game that mixes alt history storytelling with heavy-duty VR tactics. Grit and Valor, 1949 will throw us into a world where World War II never ended, and Axis forces are stomping across Europe with hulking combat mechs. The resistance is hanging on by a thread, and we're the ones tasked with delivering an EMP weapon straight into enemy territory. No pressure, right? Here, you get to command an entire squad, positioning them on the battlefield, using terrain for cover, and timing your attacks to exploit weaknesses. The missions will all feel new, thanks to changing enemy types, randomized rewards, and new battlefield layouts. And then there are the boss fights. Multi-phase clashes against massive Axis generals and kaiju-sized mechs that will push both your tactics and reflexes. If your command vehicle goes down, it's back to base to regroup, upgrade, and try again. Launching in PCVR on August 21st, this is going to be the kind of VR game that pulls you into hour-long sessions without you even noticing.
Adam, can you hear me? What's going on, Adam?
I don't know. What happened?
I hope you can hear this. Need to get out there quickly.
Of Lies and Rain. Now, this is something I've really been looking forward to. It has everything. A little bit of VR gunplay, mystery, and pure sci-fi mood. Of Lies and Rain, launching in early access on September the 10th, will drop us into a bleak, post-apocalyptic future where the war has been raging for 2 decades, and the machines are winning. I'm expecting this to be one of those games where you keep your headset on for just one more mission, chasing answers as much as you're chasing survival. It's 2048, and we've lost both the world and our memories. A mysterious voice is guiding us toward taking down ADE, an AI that drove humanity underground. The surface is crawling with hostile machines and strange new life forms, fighting to survive in the chaos. The hook? We've got powers that let us step into worlds within technology. A digital plane layered over reality, where enemies and environments change in ways you won't see coming. Combat is built with specially designed weapons that handle differently, and enemies that demand more than just good aim. There's exploration, puzzle solving, and piecing together memories scattered through the world to figure out what actually happened. Exoshock. If you've been craving something squad-focused after all that solo survival talk, this next one's going to be right up our alley. Exoshock is a cooperative sci-fi PvE shooter that's all about working as a team in high-pressure VR firefights. The setup is pure action movie energy. The dropship doors slam open, chaos erupts, and it's you and up to 3 friends trying to push through hostile zones before the enemy pushes you back. I like how adaptable this one sounds. You can tailor your loadout to fit your role. Maybe you're the frontline bruiser charging into the fight, maybe you're covering from the flank, or maybe you're the one keeping everyone patched up and supported. The AI doesn't just sit there waiting to be shot either. It reacts, counters, and forces you to think on your feet. The battlefields keep changing too. One mission might have you sweeping a derelict warship, crawling with alien ravagers. The next could see systems failing mid-combat, forcing you to improvise under pressure. With Unreal Engine 5 bringing cinematic lighting, particle effects, and that "you're there" feel, I'm expecting this to be one of the more adrenaline-fueled co-op VR shooters we get our hands on this year.
Element, this is Talk. Make them stable and proceed with mission.
Police, get down on the ground!
Hold it.
Drop the weapons!
Ready or Not VRO mod. Since we're already talking about physical VR action, let's dial it down from gods and myths to something a little more grounded, but no less intense. Ready or Not is already known as one of the most realistic SWAT-style tactical shooters out there. And now it's getting the VR treatment thanks to a free mod from VR Oasis and modder Kitty. I'm pretty excited to see how this reimagines the game's flat-screen mechanics. We're talking hands-on weapon handling, using riot shields in first person, and managing your gear from a fully modelled body rig loaded with ammo pouches and tools. Even mission planning gets the VR touch with a handheld tablet you can physically operate. What I like here is that it's not just about shooting, it's about controlling tense, high-stakes scenarios with your squad. Hand gestures to issue commands, careful room clearing, and using specialized gear like grenade launchers all come into play. It's still in development and doesn't have a release date yet, but it will be free via the game's mod store once it lands. Just be ready. It's a demanding mod that will need some serious PC power to run smoothly. Street gods. Now it's time to swap the sci-fi war zones for something with a bit more divine chaos. Street Gods throws us into a shattered New York City, where the 9 Norse realms have smashed into the modern world, and the result is pure myth meets mayhem. The kicker is, Mjolnir itself picks you as its new wielder, and suddenly you're in the middle of a godly brawl to piece reality back together. I'm really into how physical the combat looks here. You're throwing Mjolnir, recalling it mid-fight, and slamming it down with weight you can feel through VR motion. All the strikes look deliberate, and every recall feels satisfyingly sharp. The structure's clever too. Every run starts on a mystical Tarful board, where you lay out city blocks to plan your own route through this fractured urban battlefield. And all the sessions will be different. New enemy placements, hidden challenges, and opportunities to grab upgrades. Mythical bosses and towering creatures stand in your way, each with patterns to master and rune powers to unlock. The further you push, the stronger you become. Ring ring, hammers calling.
Go, go, go!
Forefront. After all that close quarters tension, let's zoom way out to something massive. Forefront, from the creators of Breaches and Hyperdash, is going for full-scale VR warfare, and I'm talking 32-player battles with land, sea, and air vehicles all in the mix. If you've ever wanted Battlefield-style chaos but built entirely for VR, this could be the one. The year's 2035, and the fight is over. Red orpiment, a rare mineral powerful enough to reshape the world's energy supply. One side's a private military guarding it for a mega corporation. The other's a mix of governments and resistance forces trying to take it back. Which side are you on? Totally your call. What's got me excited is the variety. You can choose classes like Assault, Engineer, Medic, or Sniper, each with their own gear. Pilot helicopters, roll out in tanks, storm objectives in Humvees, or take to the water in boats. Semi-destructible environments mean walls can come down mid-battle, opening up new routes or removing enemy cover. Playtests are kicking off this summer, and if the gunplay feels as solid as their past titles, I'm expecting Forefront to be one of those VR shooters people sink hundreds of hours into.
Match made. Off you go.
Glassbreakers, Champions of Moss. Shifting from large-scale warfare to something far more personal, Glassbreakers Champions of Moss brings the fight right up close. Developed by the team behind Moss, Book 2, which took home the VR AR Game of the Year in 2022. This 1v1 real-time battler focuses on quick thinking, tight tactics, and plenty of mind game. You'll pick 3 champions from a roster of heroes, villains, and legendary figures from the Moss universe. Choosing the right combination is key because the synergy between your squad members can make or break a match. Customization goes beyond just stats. You can make your team look as distinct as it plays. Matches play out in a VR arena where you're not just reacting to your opponent's moves, but also reading their body language in real time. Spotting a shift in their stance, or the way they look toward the board, could be the clue you need to counter their next play. The goal is simple, but intense. Destroy the opposing champions and take down their glass stronghold. With constant variation in squad matchups, every game feels fresh, and every victory feels earned. Zix. From tactical precision to pure unfiltered chaos, Zix looks like it's ready to melt brains, in the best way possible. This VR roguelike puts you in the role of an acolyte serving Zix, a deity of cosmic entropy who seems to think reality is just raw material for remixing. Every single run will feel like a ritual where you fuse bizarre blessings from multiple worlds, twisting rules, environments, and even your own abilities into something new. These modifiers won't be minor tweaks, but they would completely rewrite the game. Maybe enemies drop turrets when they die, maybe a giant beast hunts you relentlessly, or maybe friendly fire suddenly makes your co-op partner your biggest threat. With millions of possible combinations, no two sessions will ever play the same. Movement and combat run on the first instinct system. No menus, no button clutter. You dash, wall run, block, and throw weapons entirely through intuitive gestures, chaining actions into seamless, cinematic fights. The chaos changes you too, mutating your abilities and appearance each run. You can tackle it solo, or with up to 2 friends, but even then, expect curveballs from spectator imps who can sabotage or bless you mid-game. In Zix, order is boring, and that's the point. Hidden memories of the gardens between. After all the chaos and high-tension battles we've been talking about, here's something slower, gentler, and just as immersive in its own way. Hidden Memories of the Gardens Between takes the award-winning puzzle adventure and reimagines it entirely for VR, doubling its content and emotion. We're catching up with Irina and Frent years after their original journey. While packing up a home, Frent finds Irina's old diary and flipping through its pages pulls both of them, and us, back into the dreamlike worlds built from their shared past. These nostalgic flashbacks are living, explorable memories tied to turning points in their friendship. Gameplay revolves around physically manipulating time and objects in surreal island environments. You can rotate entire worlds in your hands, move time forward or backward, and interact with meaningful objects, from childhood toys to symbolic keepsakes. The diary itself offers new perspectives, revealing little shifts in how these two friends saw each other over the years. It's the kind of experience that's more about feeling than fighting. But in VR, the intimacy of touching and shaping these memories makes them hit even harder. Dimensional Double Shift. Switching gears again, this next one is pure co-op chaos with a healthy dose of absurd humor. Dimensional Double Shift comes from the team behind Job Simulator, so you already know it's going to lean hard into quirky physics, playful mechanics, and unpredictable multiplayer moments. Up to 4 of us can clock in at the Gas and Grill, an omnidimensional mashup of diner and garage, where the helpful AI manager Alice is constantly watching and occasionally making your job harder. Your tasks will be fixing things, refueling odd vehicles, cooking for strange customers, and occasionally setting something on fire, intentionally or not. What keeps it fresh is the Omniverse setting. Every shift will take you to a different dimension, where the locals have their own bizarre needs. One day, you might be serving food to tentacled patrons. The next, welding together parts that shouldn't exist in the same reality. The humor is as much a part of the experience as the gameplay, with Alice delivering corporate pep talks that somehow make you feel less motivated. And that's the full lineup from August's VR showcase. 13 games that prove this medium is getting bolder, weirder, and way more exciting. Talk about high-stakes firefights, mind-bending worlds, or just causing chaos with friends. There's something here worth clearing space on your headset for. I'm curious, which one are you itching to play first? Drop it in the comments, and if you enjoyed this ride, hit that like and sub so we can explore more together.